Greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical here, sitting in a parking lot here at a post office, and I thought this would be a good time to make a video. You know, I'm sure that those of you who follow me are wondering what my thoughts are, Charlie laying down next to me, what my thoughts are on this whole Paris thing and the immigration thing. And you know, it's no mistake or accident that I've avoided the subject, you know, for a lot of reasons. Not the least of which are, you know, it's a very complicated subject, and this is not a problem that is going to get solved, you know, because of a YouTube video from some guy that's just as pissed off as 99% of you are. And quite frankly, I've lost faith to a certain degree in the will of the American people. I fluctuate. Some days I think, you know, I don't know, I think it was Yamamoto that said he fears that that all they've done is awaken a sleeping giant. You know, I know that when Americans are pushed, you know, to a certain point, they do have a tendency to start breaking a lot of shit. History shows that. You know, I go back and forth like I'm sure a lot of you do. Sometimes I swear to God, I just think, you know what, man, I'm not going to watch the news anymore. You know, I'm 53 years old. You know, not that that's old, but old enough to where I almost feel like selfishly just turning off reality and just making my days happy. It's very hard to talk. This lady she's trying to back out of a spot, and she's come just a hair from hitting me. There she goes. So, you know, and then I, you know, so that I'll do that. I'll like not watch the news for a couple of days, and the next thing you know, Paris happens. So then I watch that, and of course I have to, you know, get on the internet and look at all the different things going on, and you know, see the innocent bodies laying there, and you know, it really pisses me off, man. I mean, so I guess okay, so that's nothing new there. Okay, Mike. So you know, what do you think we should do about this problem? Look, first of all, you talk about Obama, or you know, you hear about Obama and his goons, you know, they're actually paying money. And I don't understand how that works, but they're paying money to import, you know, tens of thousands of these so-called refugees, which, you know, we all know they're not. I mean, some of them are refugees for sure, but it doesn't matter in the context of where I'm going here. What I'm getting ready to say now is so obvious, it's hard for me to say it because it's almost like an insult to your intelligence. You guys know what the hell I'm going to say. You've said it and you think it. We all know it. It's literally like the emperor with no clothes. Everybody in America knows what is happening, what's going to happen, and what should happen. But we all walk around like we don't realize that, because we're in a weird spot, you know. We have a president who is, in my absolute, honest, non-prejudicial opinion, is at the very least an anti-American with an agenda, and at worst a full-on tyrant who is orchestrating the downfall of, not only taking part in the downfall of Europe, but orchestrating the downfall of our country. You know, let's face it, he was raised by a Muslim father who hated America and hated Europe, specifically the United Kingdom. And, you know, not everybody can do what I did, which is go completely opposite. Oh, fuck, this guy's going to hit me. Whoops. Oh, you're okay. You're okay. Sorry about that. Sorry. Scared me. Holy fuck, this guy's close. What? I'm in the wrong parking lot, man. This guy's like a 6'6" black guy, man. I'll probably be lucky if I don't get pulled out of the car and ass fucked. Why? Just because he's black? No, because he's 6'6". I just need you to picture who's ass fucking me when it happens, you know, because it'll probably be in front of the truck and you won't be able to see it. So, I gotta get out of here. This is just too stressful. Let me pull out of here and I'll find another spot to park. Where was I at? Yeah, so... Alright, so, I have no idea what I was saying. Alright, hang on a second. What the fuck was that? My God, this is stressful. I'm going to edit most of this shit out, I think. Okay. But yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. What are we talking about? But basically, most of us in this country, and probably in a lot of the European countries, we don't have the liberty to do what we need to do. Because if we speak out, look, if most of you guys did what I do on YouTube, you'd be without a job. We have no freedom of speech in this country anymore. Look at the University of whatever it is, Missouri. All you have to do is just be offended, and you can stop anybody from saying anything. And I can just imagine if I was working at my old Inspector General job, if one of those employees saw any of my videos, I'd be, fired immediately as being a racist guy. Welcome to America. So I understand that, everybody's got these ropes tying them down. They're not able to just speak, and God forbid they should, go out and protest and have somebody like their neighbor see them or something and report them. It's like living in fucking Nazi Germany just at the beginning, in the fucking Weimar Republic. So, okay, I'm gonna have to narrow this down to a subject, or I'll just keep rambling for the rest of the fucking day. So I'll get back to the hypothetical. What would you do, Mike? Look. Oh, that's what I was saying is, I don't mean to insult you, because we all know what needs to be done. Look, this is not. First of all, we have to understand as a society, all of us, liberals, everybody, they need to understand, those that don't know, that they've been lied to. And this is not an affront against a religion. If you know anything about Islam, and if you don't, you should be reading about it. You should learn about this. You should read the Quran. You should go out and look, man, no matter which side of the fence you're on, Islam is at the top of every situation that is threatening us right now. So you're kind of remiss if you don't put the effort in to start learning about what's going on. Maybe you'll come to another conclusion. Maybe you'll come to the conclusion that 99.9% of Muslims are all peace-loving people, and there's only like 5 or 6 that are causing trouble. What I'm saying is, personally, I don't even believe it's a religion. I don't believe it's a legitimate religion. I believe it is a political arm that masquerades as a religion in order to do just what it's doing all over the place, and taking advantage of civilizations and cultures that are, welcoming to all religions. And in my mind, it doesn't really matter if they're a religion or not. Let's just look at the refugee. I'll call them refugees for the sake of the video. Let's look at that situation. And I sit here and I hesitate because it's so fucking obvious. I can't believe I'm even talking about it. It's like me trying to convince you that water is wet. How long could I go on in that conversation? Okay, so if Mike was president, if I was elected president today, what would I do? I'll tell you exactly what I do, and I got to remind you that though I am not Jewish, my father and his side of the family are. So I come from that background. I have just enough Jew in me that I would have been loaded up on the boxcars, with the other Jews in Germany. So I take it very serious when we talk about rounding up anybody. But I'm one of these people that believes, and I apologize here if this offends anybody. Not really, I don't give a fuck. But I'm one that happens to believe that rounding up the Japanese during World War II was the right thing to do. I know it displaced a lot of homes. I know it caused a lot of havoc. I know it hurt and harmed innocent people. But listen, if a country's not willing to protect itself from without and or from within, then it doesn't deserve to be considered a country. All decisions that are made in the spirit of protecting the citizens, are not always the right decisions. But doing something like that is better than electing a guy during the World War II whose last name is Yakamoto. You don't do shit like that. That's unless you're a tyrant. You don't bring even 10 refugees over from Syria if you're in the middle of a situation where Islam and aspects of it have declared war, or ISIS has certainly declared war on us. You know, so when a guy says, when a so-called president says, I'm going to bring tens of thousands of the very people that are fucking threatening civilization into the country, he's either completely mentally insane or he's a fucking criminal tyrant. You know, and I think it's the latter. So yeah, I'm president. What would I do? I would absolutely, and I don't give a fuck. You know, somebody said, I think it was Rush, made a good point, talking about how everybody said they all laugh at Donald Trump talking about it's impossible to round up all these illegal aliens here. But interesting that if they suddenly decided to collect all the weapons from us, I bet you within 2 minutes they'd know exactly how many weapons were registered to who and where they were at and where to go. So all of this shit can be done. I would round up every single person that is here from a Muslim country that is not a full-fledged citizen, and I would ship them the fuck out, right back to, you know, whatever fuck, I don't care. I'd bring them to the border. If nobody would accept them, I'd drop them off at the border of some Muslim country. Which brings me to another fucking point. Why is it that we don't see any of the countries that are over there? I mean, listen, if you're an Islamic refugee or a refugee of Islamic faith and you're fleeing a war-torn country, Syria, wouldn't it make more sense and be more comfortable for you to go to a Muslim country? All these countries, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Egypt, all of them that are right there in the region, and not one of them's taken one fucking refugee. You know why? They're smart enough to know that that's trouble. So, you know, when you start looking, the reason I'm burping and trying to hold back my vomit is because it's upsetting when I look at the fact that Europe is for all intents and purposes gone. Just unless they deported everybody, all of these Muslims, they're gone. I mean, the sheer math, and this is part of the Islamic tactic, is, you know, it has multiple prongs, and it doesn't matter if it takes this is nothing new. What's happening with us here is not a war because we pissed off people. They're not coming after us because we stole oil or we went into Iraq. That's the shit that the fucking liberal college teachers poison our kids with. This is a battle that has been going on for thousands of years. It ebbs and flows. It comes and goes. And sometimes they end up fighting each other, and there's periods of what we think is peace. But the goal, once you understand the ultimate goal, and I'm not making this up, you got to look it up for yourself. The ultimate goal of every devout Muslim is to help, do their part in creating a Muslim worldwide caliphate. That's the goal. That's the desire. That's the mission of Islam. You know, and once you understand that and stop taking it personal, then you need to start dealing with it from a practical standpoint as opposed to from an emotional standpoint. And that means that you got to say, I got a bunch of ants in my kitchen and they're fucking eating my food. What do I do with them? Well, you stomp out the fucking ones you can, and then you fucking spray the fucking areas where they come in at, and you fucking seal them the fuck out of the house. That's what you do. So if our country, if you look at it in terms of being a large house, we know that there's fucking, you know, killer bees flying around in here. So we got to do what it takes to get them the fuck out of here. Yeah. So, yeah, I would deport them. And hey, until Islam settles the fuck down, don't apply for student visas here. You're not welcome here. Sorry. And these liberal fucks will sit there and, oh my God, but the Statue of Liberty's holding a fucking book. Well, guess what, man? Fucking people weren't blowing themselves up when the fucking statue arrived. Now the dynamic has changed. Okay? Well, now we're in an asymmetric battlefield. We're at war. 99% of the fucking people out there have no clue that America's at war. Listen, if you are too stupid to declare war on your enemy, but your enemy declares war on you, you can't legitimately say you're not at war. They've declared war on us. We are at war. I have more to say on this subject, but this video is way too long, so I'll save it for the next video, which I'll do something on just more of the safety aspect. I've covered it before, but now that we have direct threats coming, and now that we've seen, you know, the carnage in France, and maybe it's a little bit more real to some of us, you know, a lot of you work and live in metropolitan areas. Some of you live in the cities. You need to start thinking and talking to your wives and kids and family members on, you know, what do I do if I'm in a situation like Paris? Fuck it, should I just go into it? Yeah, I'll go into it. Why make another video? if you notice in the stands, and I think they were the last ones to know that there was actually an issue. I mean, they went on and finished the game, the soccer game and everything. But when people were evacuating the area, they were in the officers were herding them like cattle to the safe zone. Now, I did find out that in one of the in the venue where they slaughtered 80 something people or whatever, that some people made their way to the emergency exit, and sure enough, there was another guy there waiting with a gun, and he was shooting them as they try to come out. And I'm not patting myself on the back, but remember, I've said a number of times when we talk about this, you need to tell your family that when they're in a situation and a bomb goes off or somebody starts, whatever it is, it's a terrorist situation, you don't go with the masses. I mean, this tactic was developed years ago by these guys. And it's a real simplistic thing. If I got 6 guys, I'm going to go take over a place and hurt as many people as I can. I want to have the emergency exits covered, because when people come out, you got more fucking targets. So the object is to stay away from the masses. If everybody is heading south, you need to go fucking north. And the reason is because, remember, the idea of terrorism is to terrify or terrorize. And the way you terrorize is you kill fucking 20 people instead of 1 person. So when they see your skinny ass fucking bebopping the other direction, chances are they're not going to notice it, because they want to kill as many and hurt as many people as they can. They're going to go to the masses. Oftentimes they'll have a device will go off, and everybody will run to what they think is a safe zone, and there's a fucking car parked there with a Timothy McVeigh special waiting to go off. So you just gotta, don't be predictable in terms of going where everybody else is going. Do your own thing and survive. Do weird things. I have a video, you can search it out, where I talk about this. If you're in a food court or a mall, go into one of the food places and jump the counter, and go into the kitchen and exit out that door, which may lead you into a hallway that can, eventually will lead you to an exit. But you don't want to hit the fucking stairways and head for the emergency exit with all the masses. You want to do your own thing and be creative. Look, the other thing I said, and I'll end it with this because I feel like I'm preaching and repeating shit, is if a bomb goes off at location Alpha and everybody's running toward location Bravo, what do you think might be waiting for them there? Right. So if you're sitting there amidst a bunch of carnage, and maybe you're slightly wounded, whatever, or you're not wounded at all, you need to stay, unless somebody's running around fucking shooting bodies. Assess the situation, and then highly consider staying right where you're at location Alpha. If you got to lay down and fucking roll around in blood and brains so that you look like you're dead. And I'm serious. We're talking about staying alive. You need to lay there like this. Nobody's gonna waste a bullet on somebody like that when they're slaughtering a lot of people. The point you stay in location Alpha is because the bomb's already gone off there. Secondaries and all the others that are going to go off aren't going to be right where you're at. So if you can't get away through the kitchen and out the back, consider staying where you're at, because that train's already left the station. Anyways, that's it. I hope it wasn't too long, wasn't too boring. I'm going to have surgery on my right hand Wednesday. I think I'm going to have it. So, I don't know. I'll have to learn how to wipe my ass with my left hand, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. It's carpal tunnel, so it's not like a major thing. But if I'm gone, if I'm not running around making videos, you'll know why. I'm still on my diet, still doing good. I seem to have gotten stuck right around 288. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my last couple of videos about the diet that I'm on. But I feel great. Anyways, that's it. I hope you guys have a great week. LMS Tactical, I'm out.